Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a test and review video for the new ISWARD G10 robotic lawnmower. I'll admit I'm a little bit nervous because this is my first time using a robotic lawnmower and I'm not sure how easy this is going to go, so let's get started. So first off, ISWARD did send me this robotic lawnmower in order to create this video review, but I assure you that I'm going to give you my honest opinion about how this thing actually performs. So the ISWARD G series mowers are available in three models: the G10, which is this one, the G20, and the G30. The G10 is capable of mowing about 1/4 of an acre, and as you can probably assume, the other models are capable of mowing larger areas. The biggest difference in these mowers is the size of the battery and the runtime that the battery gives you in order to mow your lawn. Other than that, these mowers are pretty much identical. These mowers feature tons of safety features. It has lots of cameras and lots of sensors, and even has a complete bump sensor built into the body. In case it bumps into anything, it will automatically stop, turn around, and avoid it. And the way it does that is the body is actually attached to these little sensors. So if anything bumps the body, the sensors will trigger it to stop and maneuver around it. Unlike mowers from years ago where you had to bury a wire around the perimeter of your yard, this one runs completely on satellite and GPS technology, the same way that your car uses GPS technology for its navigation system. Once you map out an area of your yard, the ISWARD G10 will figure out how to mow within those boundaries. Another great feature that has developed over the years is the G10 will actually mow your lawn the same way you do, back and forth in straight lines, working its way from one end to the other, so that it looks just like you mowed your lawn with a traditional push mower. This mower can be completely controlled through an app on your phone or through a touch panel that's on the mower itself. This mower also offers an emergency stop button right here on the top of the mower. That way, in case anything ever happens and you need to stop this for any sort of emergency, you basically hit this button and everything comes to a complete halt right then and there. The battery on the mower itself is actually replaceable if need be, and it's very easy to get to, just a matter of opening this door and a couple of clips, and that's all there is to it. The mower is driven by these rear tractor-like wheels with lots of grip, so there'll be no problem getting traction as it maneuvers around your yard. The blades themselves are mostly hidden behind this protective cover, so that there's less chance of anything getting tangled up inside there as it's mowing. So let's get started on a quick video to show you what comes in the box, and then we'll get started on setting things up.
The mower itself was packaged actually very well. The first thing you'll pull out is the mower, followed by all the smaller boxes which contained all the accessories and parts and pieces. This large black plastic piece is the base plate for the charging station. This other smaller box contained the power supply for the entire charging station, followed by another box full of accessories and smaller parts and pieces to get everything put together. These two poles are used to mount the satellite receiver, and this last box contained the actual charging station along with the satellite receiver itself. Altogether, there's not a lot of parts and pieces in order for you to put together. Now came time to set this thing up on my lawn. You'll want to find a nice open, flat area to set this up. Somewhere you don't have a lot of trees in the way for the satellite receiver. The only thing you actually need to bolt together is the base plate to the charging station. 4 simple screws and ISWARD actually gives you the Allen wrench in order to do this. Once this is assembled, you just need to get this thing firmly attached to the ground. That's where these plastic corkscrews come in handy. You'll want to make sure this is firmly attached to your lawn, because the mower's actually going to be driving into this base plate in order to charge itself. Now you just need to put together the 2 poles and the spikes in order to mount the satellite receiver. Again, make sure this is in an open area at least 6 feet away from any building structures. Simply screw in the satellite receiver into the top of the poles, and then you can start hooking up the wires. There's really only 2 sets of wires you need to hook up: the main power into the charging station, and then another cable from the charging station to the satellite receiver. Once you get everything connected, you can power everything up. You'll see a blue light on the charging station and a flashing blue light on the receiver. Now you need to calibrate your satellite receiver with the satellites. This is only supposed to take a few minutes. It ended up taking me quite a while. In fact, I got quite frustrated at the amount of times I had to unplug and replug in everything to reset the process. I actually almost got to the point where I was going to contact customer support to see if there was an issue or a way that they could help me. Eventually, this thing finally found a way to get calibrated, and I was ready to go.
Yes.
Now you need to set up the app on your phone so that you can actually control your mower. It's a really simple process that took under 10 minutes, just a matter of scanning some QR codes from the manual, QR codes from the equipment, creating an account, and then going through the process. Once things are all set up, the mower itself will actually start functioning. I took a few moments here to practice using the on-screen joystick controls to function the mower. Now you're ready to start mapping out your boundaries. I will definitely admit I am not a video game person, so I had a little bit of difficulties controlling this thing with the touchscreen controls, but eventually I got through all my borders with enough accuracy to make me feel comfortable that this mower would do a decent job. You'll want to avoid making 90-degree corners if possible, and give yourself a little bit of room from some of the obstacles in your yard. Once you're done with your boundaries, you'll be able to actually make some detailed adjustments to your mowing, like the height of your mow and the angle in which you want to mow your lawn in that boundary area. Now you're ready to go ahead and start mowing your first area. I'll admit I was a little confused as to why my mower was going back and forth in an odd way in this little corner of my boundary, but eventually I realized that the angle of my cut was not perpendicular like I thought it was. It was actually a little bit skewed, so I just let the mower do its thing. Within a couple of minutes it was actually going back and forth just like it's supposed to, and I was actually pretty impressed. But about 5 minutes into it, I came over and I saw that this had happened. It looks like my mower had lost connection and just kind of mowed some strange path here. After about 10 minutes, the mower regained connection and corrected itself, fixing the errors it made. The mower eventually showed its real capabilities on this boundary area I created and did a really great job of going back and forth from one end to the other, mowing in nice straight lines. I was really impressed.
So because the G10 actually did a really good job of mowing my side yard, I'm going to go ahead and set up the rest of my yard in the app.
Again, I took my time being as detailed as I can around all the obstacles in my yard. This is a time-consuming process and you'll want to do it as neatly as possible. By the time I was done mapping out the rest of my yard, it had already started to get dark outside, but this will not stop the ISWARD G10. These mowers can mow in the dark, at night, without bothering any of your neighbors, because they are extremely quiet.
Alright, so what did I think about the ISWARD G10 robotic lawnmower? Well, in general, it actually did a really good job of mowing my lawn when it was connected to the satellites. I did have some issues in certain areas of my yard, and I think it's just because I have a couple of trees from neighbors' yards that overcast into my yard, giving me some weak points in satellite connections. Hopefully in the near future, ISWARD will send out more firmware or software updates to give this thing better connectivity to satellites. I was a little disappointed that I couldn't edge cut my lawn the way that it was described in the manual. I'm not sure if that was an issue with the fact that I was using Android as my phone for my app control versus an Apple using iOS. Maybe that's the issue. I'll contact ISWARD and see if they have any differences in the app. I wasn't able to create zones in my yard the way that I thought, but that wasn't so much of an issue because I basically mow my lawn from start to finish anyway, so creating one big zone for my entire yard was not a big deal. For about $1,200, it's not a bad price point to get a robotic lawnmower to mow a quarter of an acre completely by itself on its own schedule. I'm going to definitely continue to use this on my lawn because it's a great robotic lawnmower, and hopefully I will be able to fix some of the issues I'm having with my boundaries, or ISWARD themselves will send out updates like I stated to fix some of the connectivity issues it's having, and then this will be a perfect mow. I really hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and definitely subscribe to my channel because I've got lots of other videos like this coming out soon.